What's good, everybody? Grind and Shine Recovery. I'm here with Matt Townz. Matt, why don't you kind of share who you are, what you do with everybody, real quick?
All right, my name's Matt Townz. I'm a recovering meth addict, and I'm an upcoming rap slash hip hop, I guess country rap, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it country rap.
Yeah, I'd say, I just call it rap.
For me, like me personally, I feel like yeah, I got that country twist to it, but I feel like it's more on the hip hop side. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, for sure. And it's keeping it real with telling your story. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to respect that, man. And I feel like, some people are underrated because of that. You know what I mean? Because that when you get,
There's a lot of good artists out there doing that ain't getting heard like they should.
yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah, for sure. So, kind of what led up to you chasing this dream? I mean, I know we talked before, and you said, you had rapped your whole life and everything, but kind of share what led up and got you in the studio.
I don't know. I was like, the first time, I do remember the first time I ever recorded a song. And it was actually, I got another little shed right over here, right outside. It's a bigger shed. And
Yeah,
I was out there. I remember two different times when I first started actually recording or trying to. I had went to Kmart and I bought like a karaoke microphone like this, a microphone that looked like this for like $9.99. And then I went to Radio Shack and I got like this little plug-in to where I could the mic plug-in on the computer was small. So I had to get an adapter to plug the microphone in, and then I downloaded some free website on offline.
yeah.
And I went in there, and the first thing I ever tried to do was I remixed Crank That Soldier Boy. That was the first song I ever recorded.
For real.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't, like, it's been so long ago, I ain't even got the computer no more. And I still got a lot of old songs from back. Like, I have an email that's just loaded with old music,
for real.
like from when I was in high school. And then I got another computer because I tried to save everything. And I got one computer that still got tons of old music on it from
Heck
when
yeah.
from when I was in like high school.
For real. That's awesome, man. Well, that's awesome that you're following your dream. So, you had some stuff come up where you ended up in a halfway house, and you went pretty fast from the halfway house to being in the studio with Jelly Roll. I know you shared with
Yeah.
me one time. So, let's talk about some of the highlights since you've started your career.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like there's no explanation for it in my opinion except God, because I was like, I got into the halfway house. I wasn't like I was in treatment. I had just got to the point where I could even leave, like where they would even let me leave and go somewhere. And I met up with this dude at a meeting. I met up with and I don't know if you've ever seen, but dude that was on some of my music, Scarecrow.
Yeah, yeah.
He was my first sponsor.
Okay, okay.
When I lived in Florida. And then whenever we linked up or whatever, he started sponsoring me. He found out I rapped. I found out he rapped. And so he was like, hey, I got this dude who's got a studio. So we went there and it was a dude. He had a dope setup. Like the house, like it was in a house, but it was dope. But the way it turned out, we just, I'm not hating on dude, but we didn't like it. So we went and found another studio.
Yeah.
And then once we found that, and Scarecrow had all these connections. Like I didn't know nobody. He had been down there he had been clean a little bit longer than me, so he knew a lot more people.
Okay.
So because Scarecrow met this dude, he was like, hey, these dudes are in recovery. He said they all used to be drug addicts, but now they got a record label. And he said they're doing shows. Dude said he can help us get some shows. So basically, dude was trying to guide us and tell us like, hey, you need to, and it was but everybody that was doing it at the time was in recovery. So that's what was so dope about it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, for real.
That's
So,
what was so dope about it.
yeah,
But,
so
That guy was the one that actually got us in the studio with Jelly Roll.
For real.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, that's cool, man. I that's the first time I really got to hear about, all you guys being in recovery together.
Hmm. When it first started, everybody that I was doing it with were all in recovery. Like they were picking artists up and taking them on tour. Like he had took Bubba Sparks on tour. They took Jelly Roll on tour. They did it wasn't a big tour. It was like a 4-show tour with Jelly.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up in the studio with them. But they were like, it was when Jelly dropped Addiction Kills. It was the Addiction Kills tour. That's when everything was going on.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's awesome. So, what would you say to some people who's out there like still struggling, maybe not chasing their dreams?
Like, bro, for me, and it's different for everybody, but I felt so like I did music when I was using, but I felt so low, and I was trying to do it all the wrong way. And so for me, what I would try to say to somebody is you gotta, not necessarily a hobby, but you gotta find, everybody finds their own way. And for me, I found my purpose. You know what I mean? What I felt like was my purpose.
Yeah, you got to have something that's a passion, I feel you there.
But not everybody in recovery is like that.
Yeah.
But it takes some people longer than others. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it does for sure. And, one thing, like you said, having that hobby or that passion, I think that's so important,
Yeah, but for me, it was finding my purpose and obviously God. But when somebody's still struggling, like even me, I believed in God, but when I was still struggling, I ain't want to hear nothing about God.
I know how that is for sure. So, I guess let's talk about like what you've had a couple albums over the last year, and then you got some stuff coming up too. So, let's kind of talk about I guess your next project, man. I mean, what are you doing?
What I'm about to do right now is, because this time of year is super busy for me. I work crazy because I work in retail, so I work and I cut grass on the side. So
okay.
So working in retail, this is the busiest time of year when it starts getting cold.
Yeah, close to Christmas time, man.
So what I done was I knew this time was coming, so I stacked up songs to drop. But I had just dropped the Rapping the Blues album, and I'm still going to drop another album, but I think I'm about to do an actual full album. Usually I only drop EPs that got 7 songs. I think I'm fixing to drop singles for about a year and probably try to start working on a real full album.
Heck yeah, man. I like to see that for sure, man.
Yeah, but I want to, if it's going to be a full album, I want it to be all there and on point. So I'm going from now until then. I have no idea when it's going to come out or none of that. But from now until then, I'm still going to drop music. I'm just going to drop a lot of singles.
Heck yeah.
And
that's awesome, man.
Drop a lot of singles while I'm building up to work on that album.
Yeah. Well, and what you're doing is so important because, man, like music's so influential in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's not a lot of positive stuff in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it.
I feel like, all right, one thing when I first got in recovery that they told me was gonna help me. What was gonna help me was helping other people. I was trying to figure out how to say it. And in a way, I feel like this is just like I told you in the last video. If my fan base stays the same or it grows, I'm still going to keep doing it because I feel like this is my way of somewhat helping people.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure.
So yeah. whether I stay at the amount of fans I got right now or I blow, I'm going to keep doing it because I feel like it's what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah, and it does help people, man. Like, I mean, I crank your stuff all the time.
The crazy thing is it helps me just as much as it helps them.
For sure. Well,
because no addict should just let everything ball up inside of them. You got to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And music is writing is my that's why I've been so open about everything, because it makes me feel better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get all that out in the open.
Yeah. Well, and we got to do it to show people that change is possible. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So yeah, what you were saying, like, helping people, that's one of the things that my sponsor always told me was get busy and serve, and try to get out of yourself. So
Helping people is literally probably what saved my life. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I help people with music, help people who are struggling, any of that.
yeah, well, and it makes us hold ourselves more accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you feel like you got somebody that you're accountable to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, any advice you want to give anybody before we jump off here? I hate to make it quick, man. I got to help carry some groceries in here.
You're good. One thing I want to say is never give up hope.
For sure.
Never give up hope.
For sure, man.
Because when somebody told me something, and if anybody is watching this and they're struggling, somebody told me this in rehab one time, and I agree with it 100%. The ones a lot of people think will never get sober are the ones that end up getting sober.
That's facts right there.
That's facts.
Because
even if you feel like you can't do it, you can.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. And a lot of it's just us putting ourselves around the right people, you know what I'm saying? And keeping it positive.
That's another thing that helped me. I only hang out a few select people.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ain't trying to be successful,
yeah.
I mean, it ain't nothing against anybody, but at where I'm at in life, I gotta be driven, to be successful, I mean. So and I much respect, man. I like seeing what you're doing. Keep cranking out the music, man.
I appreciate it, bro, and I will. I got this song, and then I think it's like 4 more.
Heck yeah.
3 more. But I'm probably gonna go ahead and add another one to
it. And for real, bro,
4 of them songs got features on them. So I wanna do a solo song too. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. I love your solo stuff, for real, man. And you trust me, you are helping people, because you know how influential music is, and a lot of it's on the negative side of things. So you doing it on the positive side, like you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're helping more people than you'll ever know, man. So, all right, bro. Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, no problem. Hit me up anytime.
All right, give me a ring tomorrow, bro.
All right, I will.
All right, stay up.
You too.
All right, everybody else, y'all stay up, stay sober.